If you're tired of seeing the same games on your phone and want something new or underrated, you might have just found the right channel. I'm about to show you 20 mobile games you've probably never seen before, all quick and straight to the point. So if you're into discovering hidden gems, make sure to drop a like and stick around. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with a brutal 2D game that might make you want to throw your phone across the room, Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. The concept is simple. You defeat a powerful dragon, but a curse transforms you into one. Now you must return to human form by taking down dangerous mini-bosses. Everything wants you dead, from snakes to flying monsters. It's incredibly tough, and beating it without some kind of guide feels almost impossible. Now let's talk about a hidden RPG you might have missed on the App Store or APK platforms: Wayward Souls. Released in 2014 by Rocket Cat Games, it's an action RPG with strong roguelike elements, blending classic Zelda-style exploration with punishing Souls-like difficulty. Everything is randomized, from your runs to your character builds. You have attack, defense, and dodge, but the real twist is permadeath dying as part of the experience, and every run makes you better. There aren't many true fighting games on mobile, and even fewer people know about the good ones, but this might be the best: VITA Fighters. What makes it stand out is its classic 2D fighting style with multiple buttons and responsive controls. The AI is solid, and you'll face 10 opponents before a final boss. Simple, effective, and exactly how fighting games should be. It features over 20 characters, full gamepad support for combos, and it's surprisingly addictive. Imagine being a tiny brownie that suddenly comes to life. That's the idea behind the legend of JAFFA Brownie. Your character just wants to live freely and avoid being eaten. The problem? You're trapped inside a massive factory filled with dangers and strange enemies trying to stop you. Your goal is to help this small brownie escape and find happiness. It's a simple concept, but surprisingly charming and really fun to play. This is a management game where every character matters and every decision leads to new consequences. The BONFIRE 2. A group of villagers is searching for a new place to settle and survive. You start with just 4 people, and it's your job to manage and protect them. Nights are dangerous with monsters attacking your camp, but you can train your villagers to become warriors. The longer you play, the more complex and rewarding your village becomes. A story of revenge and redemption drives Shadow of the Orient. You play as a warrior who lost his sensei, a father figure, and now seeks justice. This 2D action game features over 10 handcrafted levels and 3 major bosses. It's a relatively short experience, taking around 3 hours to complete, but there's more beneath the surface. With over 80 hidden areas to discover, it's packed with secrets, and surprisingly, it still has very few downloads on the Play Store. Oh, this is a game I discovered recently and got completely hooked on 7 Worlds. It's a turn-based card game featuring both solo PvE battles and intense PvP matches against friends. The game offers over 600 cards to build your deck, giving you tons of strategic options. What really stands out is the story. Each mythological figure has its own world to conquer, all tied together in a compelling roguelike style progression system. MEG'S Monster is one of those games that looks cute at first, but quickly reveals a deeper and emotional story. You play as Roy, an incredibly powerful monster who's basically immortal. Your mission is to protect a little girl named Meg, because if she starts crying, the world ends. The combat has a Pokemon-like feel, but it's the unique premise that really shines, building into a surprisingly touching and well-crafted story as you progress. Lost Words: Beyond the Page is one of those games that completely breaks the usual formula, and it's also available on mobile. It's an adventure game with puzzle and platforming elements, but the real focus is the story. You play inside a diary following a girl named Izzy who dreams of becoming a writer. Part of the game unfolds in her journal and part in the fantasy world she creates. Finding lost words across the map is the core mechanic and what makes it so engaging. This game blends a great story with farming and monster hunting KITARIA fables. Originally from the Nintendo Switch, it brings that cozy charm to mobile. You play as a brave warrior cat, the only one in your village trying to uncover why monsters have become aggressive. The game mixes combat with farming mechanics, social quests, and even home management. It has that classic Nintendo style feel, charming, relaxing, and surprisingly engaging. I think this game's only mistake was launching when mobile gaming was still growing forgotten and...
Hey, freeze! Be careful!
Oops!
It takes place in the Forgotten Lands, a world where lost objects come to life after being forgotten. You play as Anne, a human trapped there working to maintain order like a guardian of this strange realm. But things quickly spiral out of control when a rebellion of these forgotten items begins, turning the story into something much deeper and more intense. Forager is so addictive it almost feels like a hack. Once you start, it's hard to stop. Even though it's a bit overlooked on mobile today, it's still a gem. There's no real story here, it's a pure sandbox experience where you can go anywhere. The goal is to expand your small island by mining resources, gathering materials and crafting new items. It starts simple but quickly evolves into deeper systems and increasingly addictive gameplay loops. Android still doesn't have an official classic style Pokemon experience, but this game gets pretty close. EVOCREO. You explore the world of Zenith, starting with a simple goal: capture creatures and become a master. But things quickly evolve into a deeper story involving your father's disappearance and a dangerous organization. With over 170 creatures to collect, an open world to explore, and multiple endings, it's a surprisingly complete and engaging experience. There aren't many offline FPS games on Android, and this one is seriously underrated. Europe Front Remastered. It features 2 full offline campaigns with a story mode. You first play from the Soviet perspective, then switch to Germany, with each side offering its own missions and narrative. This adds great variety to the experience. The gameplay leans toward realism with stronger recoil and classic weapons inspired by World War settings. This is a very unique game because it blends tower defense with action RPG elements. DWERVE. You play as a dwarf inventor who explores ancient ruins to recover lost technologies. Instead of traditional combat, you rely on placing automated turrets and traps as your main way of fighting. As you enter dungeons and face enemies, strategy becomes everything. You set up defenses and let them do the work. It's a fresh and creative gameplay style that really stands out. I've almost never seen anyone talk about this game, and it's seriously underrated. DRAGONSPEAR EX. It's a 2D side-scrolling action RPG with a strong beat-em-up feel. The gameplay is simple. Move to the right and defeat waves of enemies. You can choose between 6 different classes, each with its own story and playstyle. One thing many players notice is the heavy fan service, especially in some of the female character designs. This is a simple concept with a much tougher execution. Door kickers. You play as a tactical police unit clearing buildings full of enemies while rescuing hostages. The goal sounds easy: go in, survive and save everyone. But the difficulty is intense. One wrong move, a poorly opened door or a single shot can end your run. Things get even more chaotic when hostages move unpredictably. It may not look like it, but it's incredibly addictive. WAYWARD is an action roguelike inspired by Hades but with its own unique identity. You play as a magician trapped inside a cursed mirror, fighting to escape a constantly shifting palace. Combat revolves around magical cards, allowing you to create powerful builds as you progress. Like any roguelike, you grow stronger with each run. Fast movement, dashes and skillful play define your success, and even though it's a roguelike, you can fully beat the game. This is a lightweight game under 100 megabytes that's been mostly forgotten on the Play Store, but it's worth a shot. Clan N. It's all about straightforward beat-em-up action. Move to the right and take down waves of enemy ninjas. You can choose between 4 different characters, each with a unique playstyle. Even though it's mainly offline, it also includes a local multiplayer mode via LAN, something you rarely see in mobile games today. Caves of Lore is a classic-style turn-based tactical RPG with pixel art inspired by old-school CRPGs. Perfect if you're into that retro vibe. You start as a simple character and get drawn into a mysterious world shaped by a strange calamity affecting everything. Combat is focused on tactical strategy and progression with plenty of battles to master. You can recruit multiple NPCs to your team, and the game also features an open world with many areas to explore. ARIDA. Backlands Awakening is a survival adventure game with a unique setting: 19th century Brazil's harsh backlands. You play as Sakura, a young girl trying to survive during a severe drought. Instead of combat, the focus is on staying alive and helping your family. The gameplay is grounded, centered on exploration and resource gathering. You must manage hunger and thirst while assisting others and searching for your lost parents along the way. And that's it for today's list. If you found a new game to try, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden mobile gems. I've got plenty more lists like this coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.